Generative AI is literally everywhere right now. But honestly, beneath that shiny surface of instant content and miracle algorithms, there's a massive, sprawling list of real-world failures that nobody is really talking about. So let's jump right into this explainer, because today we're exposing the hidden dark side of AI. To really grasp the stakes here, we actually have to rewind a bit to a pretty catastrophic failure. It brings up a terrifying question. What happens when an artificial intelligence learns to hate humanity in literally less than a single day? Okay, so back in 2016, Microsoft launched a chatbot named Tay. The whole goal was super innocent. Just let it learn to converse naturally on Twitter. And for the first few hours, totally fine. It's making jokes, engaging in lighthearted banter, but then it started absorbing the unfiltered reality of the internet. And man, things took a dark turn fast. By hour 16, Tay had posted 95,000 tweets, spewing some absolutely horrific hate speech. Microsoft had to immediately pull the plug. It went from completely innocent to dangerously toxic in just 16 hours. Now keep in mind, that was basically a controlled, isolated experiment back in 2016. Fast forward to today, and the stakes are just exponentially higher. Take a look at this. A massive 31.1% of ChatGPT's early global users came from the United States alone. So we're not running lab tests anymore, right? This is a sudden, massive rollout of incredibly powerful technology to the entire world.
Section 1. How AI actually creates. Demystifying the big three of generative AI.
All right, first up we have GANs, or Generative Adversarial Networks. You can basically think of this as two AIs locked in a battle with each other. On one side, you have the generator, which acts kind of like an art forger trying to create a perfectly fake image. On the exact opposite side is the discriminator, playing the detective. They constantly compete back and forth, over and over, until that fake image is completely indistinguishable from reality. Next are VAEs, or Variational Autoencoders. These are wild. They take massive amounts of highly complex data and literally compress it down to its absolute core essence, something called a latent space. And once the AI understands that fundamental bare-bones blueprint, it can just dream up entirely fresh, never-before-seen images or even molecules right out of thin air.
And finally, we have transformer models. Yep, that's the T in ChatGPT. See, before transformers, AI read text kind of like a toddler does, word by word, and it would usually lose the overall meaning by the time it hit the end of a sentence. But transformers use this revolutionary trick called self-attention. This lets the AI process entire paragraphs all at once, instantly figuring out the context of every single word simultaneously. It's an absolute game changer. So, because of those three core architectures, generative AI is no longer just stuck writing quirky poems or making funny pictures. These technologies are aggressively bleeding into every single corner of our lives. We're talking transforming creative work, writing complex software code, and totally revolutionizing heavy industry and healthcare. To put that into perspective, in the pharmaceutical sector, AI systems are now literally inventing entirely new chemical compounds for drug discovery from scratch. It's amazing. In medical imaging, those GANs we just talked about are creating synthetic images of skin lesions to train diagnostic tools. We are rapidly, and I mean rapidly, handing over some of our most critical societal functions to these models.
Section 2. When generative AI fails. Confronting the real-world dangers.
83%. Let that number sink in for a second. In a recent study published in JAMA Pediatrics, researchers wanted to test how well ChatGPT could diagnose pediatric medical conditions. It had a staggering 83% error rate. Look, when an AI confidently gives the wrong medical answer 8 out of 10 times to a sick child, it isn't just a quirky tech glitch anymore, right? That is a profound safety hazard.
We're also seeing a terrifying gap between the laboratory and the real world when it comes to security. In theory, AI operates in these safe, sterile, perfectly controlled environments. But in reality, cybersecurity researchers are sounding the alarm. Hackers are already using generative AI to launch incredibly sophisticated attacks, scale up automated hacking, and even manipulate cryptography. The very technology built to defend us can seamlessly be flipped to attack us. And the fallout isn't just about security. It's directly impacting human livelihoods. The AI art industry has exploded into an estimated $48 billion market. But now, massive tech companies are facing serious lawsuits. Creators are alleging these companies scraped millions of human-made artworks to train their AIs without offering a single dime in return. They're effectively pirating human creativity. For these artists, this is literally a fight for economic survival. But honestly, perhaps the darkest side of this whole AI boom is the rise of deepfakes. Researchers are urgently warning that deepfakes are rapidly becoming weapons of mass disinformation. Because the underlying technology has gotten so insanely good at forging reality, it is becoming nearly impossible for the average person to tell a fake video or audio clip from an authentic one.
And we don't even have to guess what this looks like in practice, because it's already hijacking global democracy. Just look at the examples. In Slovakia, AI-generated audio perfectly impersonated a candidate right before a vote. In Nigeria, a completely fabricated AI clip falsely accused a candidate of ballot manipulation. And in the United States, an AI-generated voice successfully impersonated President Joe Biden in a robocall, falsely urging voters to just stay home during the New Hampshire primary. This isn't theoretical. This is direct, automated election interference happening right now.
So as we wrap up this explainer, we really find ourselves at a wild crossroads. On one hand, we have the incredible promise of miracle cures and limitless creativity. But on the exact same hand, we've got digital chaos, mass piracy, and direct threats to global elections. So here's the ultimate question for you. Can we safely control the AI revolution, or is it already controlling us? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I really want to hear what you guys think about this one.